Hey guys, ImJustMaxie here. So today I'm gonna teach you how to make instant build in Frostpunk using cheat engine. So the first thing you need to have is cheat engine, of course, the latest version, and the game, which is Frostpunk. Right now we're gonna hook the process to Frostpunk. Nope. Oh, no. Okay, I'm just gonna load the associated table. Okay, you can ignore this. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is, now our value of wood is 30 and this time only requires 10 wood, so I'm just gonna build a 10 first, and we're gonna edit this one. We're gonna change the value from 0% to 100%, which is by completing the construction when we build anything. So I'm just gonna play it first to increase the construction like 20 to 30%, because when the values are lower it will be harder to find the values and it will be slower to find it. Okay, right now we see the values. I forgot to say that the construction value is in percentage, so most of the percentage values are either in float or double. So the construction value right now is in float, so we can type it. And mind you that the value is in percent, so most percentage values, and I don't say all of the percentage values, most of the percentage values are in decimals. So when we convert like 20% to the decimal ones, it becomes 0.2. So right now we're just gonna search for 0.2. Okay, we're gonna play it again. Okay, so the value is 23%, so gonna write 0.23. We can filter it a bit more, 0.25 accuracy because it is so small. Okay, see, we have reduced the value from thousands to 403, and we resume again. It is 0.26 right now. We can reduce the values again, addresses I mean. Right now the values are in 29%, so we're just gonna scan 0.29. Okay, so right now we find 3 values, but we have to find the value which will change other values. So we know that when we change the other values, we know that it is the correct value and not the display values, because maybe 2 of these are display values and we don't want that. I'm just gonna double click and it moves the address over here. So we change it to simple one like simple ones like 0.3, 0.23. Okay, so we know that this particular address with this value actually is the correct one, because the 2 other values follow the first value that we change. But right now we're gonna find out. We just right click and we're gonna find out what right switch address. Touch the debugger. Yes, we're gonna resume. Right now we find that this particular instruction writes to the construction percentage, so we know that the value from XMM3. Okay, so how the first one, when you want to read this, we read it from the instruction first, then to the right one, and then to the middle one. So the instruction calls to move from, because MOV means move, of course. So the instruction calls to move from the value of XMM3 into RCX plus 08. This is how to read it. We can go for more information. and we can go to this one because this is the SMM registers SMM, and we can check that the XMM3 value is 0.23, which is 0.23, while this is 35%. I don't know why, but it moves the value from XMM3 to RCX plus 08. But again, we see another value which is 1.00, which is 100%, right? But we first gonna go to this assembler, just gonna check the instruction first. Okay, so we can do two things, but I want to show you the other method first. So percentage is 0.35, so I'm just gonna skip the instruction, so 0.95, 0.97, and we resume this. Okay, so we see that when it finishes, when the construction is finished, it moves the value from XMM1 to RCX plus 08, and we know that the value of XMM1 is 1.00, which is 100%. So we know that this particular instruction is called when the construction is completed. So we can do either of these things, but first we gonna go to this assembler, and we see that this value, the instruction is under this jump. Okay, we can do two methods here. Either we change the first one, we change the XMM3 into XMM1, or we can just right click and we see this, replace the code that does nothing. So we can remove the code or just make it into no operation, so that the jump never occurs. We can do both of these methods, but right now I'm just going to do this one. So we're going to go to tools, auto assemble, template, AOB injection. Okay, and I'm going to write instant wheel 1. I'm just going to remove this, and we see that instruction, this is the original instruction, move SS RCX plus 08 XMM3. So this instruction calls to move the value from XMM3 to RCX plus 08, but we want the value to be called from XMM1, so we just change it to XMM1 and we assign it to currency table. So it will create a script. Okay, we can close this one, so we can check, double click, and we see that this is our script. Just gonna rename this to instant will test 1 or anything. Okay, so let's try a bullet then. Okay, we see that the construction percentage is normal, and when we enable this, I'm pausing it right now, so we're gonna resume it. See, so the script automatically changes the values from XMM3 to XMM1, right? Okay, when we enable this, we can see it jumps to another memory, I guess, another part of the memory where it can execute the script. So we just go right click and go to follow, and we see that it moves and it executes the code that we put in the script. So we see this one, move XMM1. So we can go back. So when we disable it, it will go back to normal XMM3. So that's one method, but I can show you the another one, which is we can do no operation over here. We can knob this or make it to no operation. And first we're gonna do auto assemble again. Template AOB injection build 1. Okay, so we can comment this by putting a double slash. So when we save this, when we execute this particular script, it will skip, or it will skip, or we can just put a double knob. We can do either of this. We can do either knopping the operation or just commenting the main instruction that calls to jump from this one. Okay, I'm just gonna comment it. Okay, this is build instant test. So we see this one, it's still there, and when we enable it, it jumps to the other part of the memory, so that it goes to move +08 XMM1. So it automatically goes to this instruction that calls for complete construction, because the value of XMM1 is 100%. So we go back. So when we disable it, it will go back to normal. So when I enable this one, so when I will new tent, look, it is completed instantly. So that's it. That's how you make instant build in Frostpunk using cheat engine. So I guess that's it. See you guys next time.